Welcome to the 3 Steps to Living Debt-Free and Truly Wealthy. I'd like to introduce you to your instructor, the founder of the International Financial Leadership Association, Professor Rodney Ballance, Jr. In addition to over 20 years' experience as a licensed financial professional, he is a published author and a sought-after speaker and educator, having lectured in colleges and universities all over the United States. He has been the financial expert for an international television network and the host of his own nationally syndicated radio show. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Rodney Ballance.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Heather. You are with me today for one reason, because you want to find out more about how to take control of your money, how to be a leader with your money instead of being managed by your money or your lack of it. One thing we all have in common is we all want to improve our financial situation. We do that by understanding there are actually 2 systems in place to deal with money. One way is the way the wealthy use it in the financial industry. That's called financial leadership. It's a way that makes money turn into more money, almost magically. The other way is what we call money management, where we just do a one-size-fits-all philosophy. We follow the herd and hope for a better situation than we had yesterday. Well, folks, today in this presentation, I'm going to educate you in how the wealthy use money. I'm going to give you an opportunity to transition from being used by your money or lack of it and start using your money to benefit you. I'm going to show you the difference between sacrificial economics and beneficial economics. And then I'm going to let you choose which you'd rather have. Now, I just want you to understand first and foremost that no matter what your financial situation is, it is not your fault. That's right. It's not your fault. Folks, listen to me. Ever since money has been invented, there has been people who understood how it works and they have used it to their own benefit. Now, I'm going to go back about 100 years here and share with you what Henry Ford said. It is well that the people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system. For if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning. This was Henry Ford, one of the great minds, great thinkers, and great men of our time. Now, before him, the man who really understood how this worked, implemented it to perfection, and actually took over the nation, almost the world, is Mr. Rothschild. You know the infamous Rothschild banking family? He said, I care not what puppet is placed upon the throne of England to rule the empire on which the sun never sets. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire, and I control the British money supply. Folks, that should open your eyes right there. Right there. The person who controls the money controls the future and the environment around them. What happened next is the Rothschild banking family, that message spread across the sea, across the Atlantic Ocean. Knowledge is power. As this information spread across the world, across the globe, people like Ohio Senator John Sherman, he's a protege of the Rothschild banking family. He wrote a letter on June 25th, 1863 to bankers Morton and Gould in support of the then proposed National Banking Act, which would adopt what we call the money management system, Mr. Rothschild's system, in the United States. Now, of course, that National Banking Act eventually did pass, but I want you to see what he wrote in that letter to Morton and Gould. He said, the few who understand the system, this is the money management system, will either be so interested in its profits or so dependent upon its favors that there will be no opposition from that class. See, he already separated the country, the world, into 2 classes, the haves and the have-nots. The haves will be so dependent upon the system for their profits, they won't complain. And the have-nots will be so dependent upon the system for access to money that they don't have that they can't complain. He went on to say, while on the other hand, the great body of the people, mentally incapable of comprehending the tremendous advantage that capital derives from the system, will bear its burdens without complaint. And perhaps without even suspecting that the system, the money management system, is inimical to their interests. Now, as you see here, inimical means bad for you, okay? Mentally incapable. He's calling us mental midgets because we don't understand what we've not been taught. The bottom line here, the summary, Mr. Sherman said, the less informed the people are, the more money we make. And who is we? That's the bankers. That's the people who actually have the cash. The people who through the Banking Act can create money out of thin air. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. Most people think the banks lend me money out of the goodness of their heart. They want to help me accomplish my goals. We think they're doing us a favor in our hour of need. In fact, the bank is here to rescue me because I have a need and they're here to fill it. Well, let's look at the real truth just a minute. Let's look at the plain fact. Deposits are made to a bank, right? Bank has nothing until deposit's made. Then the bank can loan out up to 9 times the amount they have on hand. We'll talk more about it in detail in a minute. They hold back 10% as is reserved by law. But the faster you pay back the money that you've agreed to pay them, the faster they can turn around and loan that money and 9 times more out to someone else. Then they use the money that you gave them to advertise and convince you to pay it back as quickly as you can. See, the entire system runs on how quickly they can take the control of and access to your money out of your hands and put it in theirs. Because once they have it in theirs, they can create 9 times that much more out of thin air. Now, here's how it works. Depositors are promised modest returns for deposit into the bank. Borrowers of the money pay an acceptable rate of interest for access to the cash that they normally wouldn't have. The bank is always using someone else's money. Banks operate completely on debt. Did you realize in 1972, it's well known that the United States came off of the gold standard? Well, what monetary standard did they adopt? The debt standard. Debt is how the world runs now. You look at it from a personal point of view, a business point of view, a national point of view. Banks have taken over the money supply, and the world runs on Mr. Rothschild's system of money management, which is debt. The bank is always using someone else's money, and they make sure to earn more in interest than they pay the depositors. But that's not the real profit. The interest in and of itself is not the real profit. But understand, bankers are like casinos. The house always wins. I had an uncle one time, he said, never take another man's bet. It's not designed to be in your favor. So here's how it works. Bank pays a depositor 1%, let's say, on a particular deposit, whether it be a certificate of deposit, a savings account, a money market account, whatever it is. They're going to pay that 1% to the depositor for access to their money. Now, you come to the bank to borrow money for a home equity loan, a car loan, a personal loan, whatever it might be, and let's say you agree to pay them back 6%. You would think that the bank now is going to make 5% profit on that money, which is reasonable. There's nothing wrong with that. Anybody giving you access to money, they should make a little bit out of it. But here's the truth. They didn't make 5%. They made 540% because they weren't using their money to begin with. How does that make you feel? I guarantee you by the time you finish this presentation, you're going to feel angry. You're going to feel angry, but hopefully you'll also feel energized, empowered, and encouraged to do something different, to step away from the system that has been shoved down our throats and taught to us and sold to us as a one-size-fits-all philosophy and the only way to think about money. Let me break it down a little bit more for you here. You borrow $25,000 for a new car. What does the bank have to have on hand in order to loan you $25,000? The bank has $2,500 on deposit. They turn around and loan you $25,000 over a 5-year period for that automobile. Let's say it's 6%. So over the next 5 years, you pay the bank back $29,000. Conventional wisdom says the bank has made $4,000 profit on that deal because they loaned you $25,000, you gave them back $29,000. This is just another way to look at it in a chart instead of just the numbers. You see the small amount they actually have access to loan you a huge amount, right? 9 times the difference, actually. So what does it actually cost the bank to loan you $25,000? As I said, they have $2,500 on deposit. They've agreed to pay the depositor 1% interest on that money over 5 years. Now, over 5 years at 1% interest, that person has made $64.06 interest on that money. In other words, the bank total cost of using someone else's money for 5 years was $64.06. They paid the depositor $64.06 so that they were able to loan you $25,000 so that you could turn around and give them back $29,000. Hey, that's a deal I'd take every day. $64 for $29,000 over 5 years. So the bank's total profit, it was $28,935.94. Not $4,000, but $28,935.94. That's huge. That's profit. Now look at it from the bank's point of view. You've given them $29,000 cash, more than they had, right? And the faster you give it to them, the sooner you pay it off, send it to them, the sooner they can turn that magically into $261,000 of loanable money to someone else. You see, that's the magic of the National Banking Act. It gave tremendous power to the banks to enable them to magically create money where money does not exist. So you've given them $29,000 in cash. They turn around now and can give credit of $261,000 to someone else. Is it any wonder that Ohio Senator John Sherman, the protege of the infamous Rothschild banking family, was right when he said people who make money from the system will love it? People who need money from the system can't stop using it. Folks, this is a clear distinction. We always say we don't want to think about class warfare in our country. We don't want to think about rich versus poor. But when you look at the truth, you look at how the system was designed, you were never supposed to become wealthy to begin with, because only the wealthy should be wealthy, and we should be enslaved to make sure they stay wealthy by using a system that is like a never-ending cycle to enslave us to keep paying for a system that makes the wealthy wealthier. First thing I want you to do as you decide, I want to take control of my money. I'm tired of the money management system that was designed by the Rothschilds and the wealthy of the world, and I want to take control of my money, and I want to step away from this mass message of money management and even the message of a debt-free life, because that message of a debt-free life, it has caused you to send extra money to the bank, to the credit card companies, to the lender, and every dime you send them control over gives them more power and takes that money away from you. When you give them the money, you give them your power. You have no power over your future, because if you send all your money to them and something breaks down, guess what? You've got to go back to them, borrow more money on your credit card, get another home equity loan, get another automobile loan, and thereby be back on that cycle, that hamster wheel of debt all over again. I love this picture here. When you identify for whom your money is working, you realize what I'm telling you is true. If you follow our personal finance workbook that we have available for you, you will see, as you list out all the money that goes out of your control every month, you'll see that a lot of that money, you're just giving control over to someone else. And you're only doing it because you think it's the right thing to do. So let's identify for whom your money is really working. I love this picture. As I said, this guy at the top of the picture, he's the wealthy banker. He's the wealthy guy. He's letting money work for him. Every step his money takes, he's making more money behind him. It's just money multiplying money. On the other hand, the bottom part of the picture, it clearly shows the hardworking person who is pulling the weight, the one who is working hard for their money. What I want you to do here is step number one, identify for whom your money is working. I want you to stop working so hard for your money and let your money start working hard for you. Change your life by changing the way you understand, think about, and use your money. Second thing is, decide to make that change. Commit to making a change. When you understand there's a difference, you see you can have that difference, you understand how it will change your life to make that difference, decide to change and go away from money management, stop being enslaved by the system, and start practicing financial leadership. Take control of your money, take control of your life and your future. I love the serenity prayer. It says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Folks, knowledge creates wisdom. If you go through life without absorbing knowledge and understanding how things work, how can you change the way they will work for you? Understand and then adopt, become knowledgeable, and practice your wisdom. The third step is accept help from a certified professional. There are millions of financial professionals in the world today. Almost every one of them has one thing in mind: to sell you the products that they have available so that they can make a commission or so that they can earn a fee. At the International Financial Leadership Association, when we conduct a class and we screen the professionals who can become part of our organization, we teach them, and they completely understand, that the primary focus is to put the money back into the hands of the people who earned it. Okay? The goal and the mission of our entire organization and every approved advisor is to put the money back into the hands that earned it. It's plain and simple. Give you the choice, you the power, and you the accessibility and control over your own money. This is why I say only accept help from someone who has this badge on their office wall, the door of their office, their sign, their business cards, or their website. And make sure by contacting the Financial Leadership Association that these people are in good standing with the organization. Because, folks, we are very strict about who can represent us. They have to go through training. They have to go through recertification, weekly, ongoing training. It is so important that these people understand they're not there to sell you something. They're there to guide you, educate you, and assist you in accomplishing your financial goals, not their own. Arm yourself with knowledge first. The average person who changes from money management to financial leadership has an increase of $837 more per month accessible cash. That's over $10,000 more in your pocket every year without a pay increase. Can you imagine doing the same thing you're doing today, starting tomorrow, making $10,000 more in your hands instead of somebody else's? What would that do for your life? Would it change the way you think of things? It would reduce or eliminate the financial stress in your life, wouldn't it? It would be an opportunity to give more to your favorite charities. It would give you more time to focus on your family, work, relationships that are important in your life. Folks, it would basically enable you to enjoy your life, wouldn't it? Wouldn't $837 a month on average make a difference in your life? We have helped people save as much as $1,800 a month put back into their hands just by seeing the difference and making a transition from money management to financial leadership. So, what is the first step in reaching the 3 steps to financial freedom, to be debt-free and truly wealthy? Step number 1 is enroll in the Personal Finance 101 class. This 6-module video course will change your life. You can watch it in your own home anytime you want to, and as many times as you want to. It's part of the financial survival kit that we're going to give you through one of our certified advisors. The 6-module course that you watch in your own home, you can watch it with your children. Think about this, not just breaking the cycle in your own generation, but teaching your children how to build wealth instead of how to survive financially. What would that do for your grandchildren and beyond generations? Oh my gosh, would that make a difference in your family? We're going to give you a year's membership in the exclusive Wealth Watchers Club, access to the VIP area with videos, articles, webinars, and much, much more. And of course, access to myself and team members that have been approved to help you and to counsel you and guide you along the way. I'm going to give you a copy of the 7 Indisputable Laws of Financial Leadership this course is based upon, and your own copy of a personal finance workbook where you can list your goals, your objectives, your assets and liabilities, and along with your approved advisor, design a financial plan, change your future forever. Here's what's included in this special offer. You get the Financial Survival Kit. You get exclusive membership in our Wealth Watchers Club, along with the articles, videos, webinars, invitation-only webinars with advanced learning classes like how to build your own mutual fund-like investments without paying fees, how to understand investing. We have special guests on webinars to teach you about futures and commodities and foreign exchange and the gold and silver and oil prices and all these things. We have special guests that teach classes to educate you about how all these things work so you know what you're doing in the future. Also, we're going to give you the basic 6-module video course, Personal Finance 101, and help you achieve financial freedom in your life. Along with that is the 7 indisputable laws of financial leadership and your own personal finance workbook. Folks, this is a life-changing opportunity. It truly is. This is not a one-size-fits-all philosophy. This is not something that is designed to tell everybody to do the same thing. Like your mother said, if all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? Well, absolutely not. This is designed to help you understand how financial tools work, how you have been manipulated by a system that was never designed to make you wealthy, and how you can turn the tables on the creators of that system and those who try to manipulate you through access to and control over your own money. So what do? You can visit our website at icontrolmymoney.org. And really, isn't that what this is about? I control my money instead of my money controls me or lack of my money controls me. Email us, info@icontrolmymoney.org, or give us a call, toll free, 888-779-8972. I appreciate you watching this program. Above all else, I hope you've learned something. I hope that I have given you at least a glimpse into what can be, a glimpse into what the system wants to do to you, and how turning the tables on that system, what it can do for you. I look forward to seeing you at one of our live events, maybe one of our family financial retreats in your community coming up real soon. And if you want to know more about that, just contact us or one of our approved advisors, and we'll help you get connected with it and attend. And if you're a Wealth Watcher member, you get a really significant discount on those live events. So thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon.